before, when I was losing my hair, it was very stressful. It was very worrisome.
10 years ago, it just wasn't in the forefront of my mind. I expected something like that when I was like in my 70s or 80s. And to have it happen so soon, hair thinning was very much a shock.
You would see my scalp before using HairMax, and it was getting thinner and thinner, and not just in the front or in the sides, but also on the top right here. I was seeing scalp, and that was worrisome. I knew I had to do something.
Our hair, I think, can make the difference in looking our age or looking just a few years younger. And I opt for looking a few years younger for as long as I can get away with it. And the HairMax laser is definitely part of that routine.
When I first saw the results, I was shocked. I was happy, and it started to fill in. And that's what was so important, is that it actually worked and it filled in.
There's nothing to be scared of and everything to gain. It will change your life because it changed mine.
Do you know, we have those things that we're so self-conscious about and we hold them inside, but it makes us feel smaller. And one of those things is hair loss. And here is a before and after on a gentleman. Before, as you can see, something that he was probably self-conscious about, right around the top of his head. And after 26 weeks, how do you think he felt after 26 weeks? More confident, stronger, more powerful, better as he's stepping into a room. Here's another before and after. And again, before, something that makes you self-conscious. Maybe you're sitting higher up when you're in stadium seating because you don't want somebody looking at the crown of your head. And then after, you feel more confident. Maybe you're not wearing those hats as often as you were before. I want to introduce you to a brand called HairMax. It was the first medical grade device that is FDA cleared and proven to promote new hair growth in men and women, both of you, with mild to moderate hair loss. Now, we're going to talk about what that means, but the reality is as you saw in those before and after pictures, you can regrow hair in certain instances with mild to moderate hair loss. 5 easy payments of $65.80. You're looking at the HairMax LaserBand 41. This is something that you're going to use for 3 minutes a day, 3 times a week. You have not a 30 or a 60 or a 90-day return policy on this. We give you a full 180 days. What does that mean? That means that you have the full opportunity to see whether or not it works for you before you decide whether or not you're going to keep it. That, in my mind, is a no-risk opportunity and proposition if you're somebody who feels self-conscious about what's going on the top of your head as a woman or a man. $65.80 on that easy pay, free shipping and handling. It's our today's big deal. I also want to let you know that $328.98 I know is not insignificant. The retail on this for us, though, is $549. So right now, we've slashed the price by $220. We also, hopefully, breaking down those payments to $65.80 makes it easier for you, and it's free shipping and handling. I'm going to introduce you to our guest. His name is Randy Valicki. He actually is the Director of Clinical Research, but also, you're a HairMax customer.
I'm a HairMax
right,
customer.
Exactly. Happy holidays.
Oh,
Merry
happy holidays.
Christmas. Nice
Thank
to
you.
see you.
Merry
It's been
Christmas
too
to you.
long.
It has.
And I love this color on you. You look really great.
Well, thank you.
And I can see your lush head of hair. So I said a little bit about HairMax, and it's all about men and women with mild to moderate hair loss. Can we kind of answer that question and what that means? And you were a client.
Sure. Yeah, what it is the most popular type of hair loss is something called female or male pattern baldness. That's when a man where you see the receding hairlines up front or a little spot in the back. With a woman, their part gets thinner and thinner, or sometimes women will lose it right up along here, Rachel, right up along the frontal hairline. This is a device that's an FDA-cleared medical device that has been clinically demonstrated to help regrow that hair. It's not a cover-up.
Nope.
It's not a powder. It's not a cream you're putting in there. It's actually red light therapy that stimulates those hair follicles to start growing again.
As simple as that, right?
Simple as
On
that.
something that actually is a huge challenge for many men and women in the world. Can you kind of level set for us? How many women and men in the U.S. are dealing with something
It's
like
the most
this?
popular type of hair loss in the United States. 80 million men and women suffer from that type of hair loss. And when you talk about that type of hair loss, you say, oh, it's all a man's problem. No, it's a woman's problem as well. Out of that 80 million people in North America, 30 million of them are women. So if you're a lady who's maybe going through menopause, that change in life, if you're starting to lose your hair, this is the type of hair loss that the HairMax can grow back.
So this is called the LaserBand 41.
Yes.
I know we've got lots of different tools from you. What's
Yes.
the LaserBand 41?
The LaserBand 41 features 41 red light therapy, medical grade lasers in it right there. You can see them. It's my favorite model.
Okay.
The reason being is because it's lightweight and so simple to use. And you only use it for 3 minutes, 3 times a week.
Right.
9 minutes a week to regrow your hair.
Right. If you can do that, you can use this, and guess what? You heard Randy say it promotes the regrowth of hair on men and women.
Yes.
And here's Jody showing exactly how to use it. So what do I do when I get this home?
So when you get home, first of all, charge it for like 2 to 3 hours,
Yeah.
and there's a 1-button operation to turn it on. Now see how Jody pulls it. Can we walk over?
Yeah, let's do it.
So see how Jody put it up against her forehead and glided and made the band glide backwards.
Yeah.
It's important because with these teeth, these
Like a
are
little
patented
hairband.
teeth.
Yep.
They move the hair out of the way. You can see those furrows. The red light energy goes down to the scalp. We're not treating her hair, we're treating her scalp to grow new hair. So that's the important part about it. But Jody, do you feel anything? I mean, there's no tingling, there's no pain, there's no heat. This is gentle red light therapy, the type of red light therapy that through our clinical studies demonstrated hair growth in men and women.
And you just move it every 30 seconds. Is there a beep in there
There's a
somewhere?
vibrate.
There's a
You have a
vibrate in
little
there.
vibrate.
And then in 3 minutes, you're done with your full head. It's A561644. Let's talk about results and how it's working.
Sure, so this is how it's working. It's the type of red light therapy that's just the right type of red light therapy that the follicle loves. We call it coffee for your hair follicles because what it does,
nice.
it wakes up those sleeping hair
Correct.
follicles
Yeah.
and gets them to start growing back in again. You can see Glenn has got thin hair on that before picture. Look at that after picture. All that new hair growing back in.
And that's
Amazing.
his. That's not
his
fake.
hair.
Can he swim in that
He
hair?
can do anything you want in here. It's his hair.
Shampoo and dry that
Shampoo
hair?
and dry the hair. And
Okay.
if you're a lady, you can style that hair.
Correct.
If you flat iron your hair, if you color your hair or highlight your hair,
Yep.
no problem because the hair that grows in is your hair.
And it's still strong hair.
It's strong hair.
Okay.
It's still strong.
Look
You know,
at her. Can you imagine how she felt before when her part was thinning, right? And for
Exactly.
women, right, it's the glory, you know, your crown of glory. And then to see that fill in, the relief that washes over you. And I'll have you talk about that a little bit as well. But
is.
this gentleman.
Just fantastic results here on Walter. Look at this hair in that before picture. Ladies, do you have a guy that in your life that might have that kind of hair loss? What a great gift. You know, the new year is right around the corner. We're all making New Year's resolutions. How about make the resolution to do something about your hair loss?
Here's the next one.
Vito has got that little spot in the back.
Yeah.
And, you know, most guys don't know it's thin back there until maybe they see a picture on social media from behind or something.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, is that my hair? Yes, that's your hair. It's getting thin. But with HairMax, you can grow it back.
And this is the final one, I believe. So, we've got a couple more. So here's Glenn.
Here's Glenn, and Glenn's hair was right there up in the front, and he was very, very self-conscious about it. Glenn was part of our clinical studies, and he saw this new hair growth. He was a professor, and you know, he really felt...
Stood and was speaking in front of everybody all day.
Everybody. He felt self-conscious the older he got when he started to lose that hair. Look at Frank. Frank, our next picture here. It works on all hair colors, all hairstyles. If you highlight, if you're a lady and highlight your hair, or color your, if you're a man and highlight your hair, it will work on that as well. But look at his receding hairline growing back in.
Wow.
Amazing.
And here's the story. When you talk about facts, here's a fact for you in a study.
In a clinical study, 132 new hairs per square inch. So Rachel, people say, well, what does that mean, Randy?
Yeah.
Well, a square inch is about the size of a stamp. So imagine you have got dozens of square inches across your scalp, and imagine 132 new hairs growing in dozens of new inches.
Right.
That's thousands and thousands of new hairs growing in, filling in those thinning areas and regrowing your confidence.
And here's the story. So this is the LaserMax Hairband 41. So what this means is, right, you've got a larger laser window, a larger treatment window, and this is laser phototherapy. You also have softer little bristles. And I remember when I came here 14 years ago, it was a comb, right?
Yes.
And it might have been 8 or something, and then it was
8
a 12.
lasers, yes.
And so to see this be 41, like again, it's always, you know, advancing when it comes to treatment. I'm just gonna ask you personally, why did you use this? What was going on with you, and how did you feel? Your personal experience.
My personal experience. My son was so kind to point it out to me.
Dad?
He was
losing
on
your
my
hair.
shoulders, right? He says, hey, Dad, you're looking like Grandpa up here because you're losing your hair. And, you know, I love my father. He's a very handsome gentleman, but I wasn't ready to feel older. I wanted to keep that youthful appearance. I'll be 64 next month.
Got it.
I was on air in London. A woman says, "You're not 64," and she says, "And that hair is real." And she pulled my hair. The host on London,
your hair.
on QVC London pulls my hair to make sure it's real. I says, "Yes, this is really my hair." and at 64, you know, I don't look in the mirror and think I'm 64. I don't feel 64. I don't want to look 64.
Okay, so let's talk about who this is for. And again, comfortable on my head. The teeth are very comfortable. Let's talk about, is this for you? So you've heard about it, you're listening to us, and you're going, yes, I'd like to try it. Am I part of the group that it will work for? Here are the women.
So it'll work on the most common type of hair loss, which is called female pattern hair loss or male pattern hair loss. So it's intended for the women in the blue sweaters across the middle of the screen. You can see how their part is getting wider, just like our before and after pictures, or they're starting to lose their hair up here in the receding area. Ladies, if you wait till you get to that bottom row, I can't help you at that point because your hair has gone to the point where it's sleeping to where it's expired. So the message here is get it
early.
now. Do it now.
Do
The
it early.
sooner you take action, the better results you're going to get.
And then here are the gentlemen.
Here are the gentlemen. Now, you see this every day on the guys out there, right? It's the receding line going back, getting further, the spot in the back getting thinner and thinner. But again, guys, if you wait till you get to that bottom row, those hair follicles are expired. I can't rejuvenate them. I can't wake them up with this red light therapy.
Right.
Do it now. This is also hereditary.
Correct.
So if you look at your older sibling or a parent and they're suffering from this type of hair loss, it could be coming your way.
It's coming your way.
Do something about it.
And then also skin tone. So we're going to talk to you about, we don't have a graphic for this, but do talk to us about skin tone.
Okay, so it works on all skin tones.
Yeah.
We just have to point out, because it's an FDA medical device, our doctors only tested it on skin types 1 through 4, light through medium brown.
Got it. So go ahead.
It still works on the darkest 2 skin tones. The doctors couldn't test it because of the camera equipment they were using.
Got it. Okay, so that means you should still try it. That's my point.
Exactly.
We put the skin tone chart up there just so that you know, but as a deeper complexion person, so black and getting darker, they just were not able to test it because the machine couldn't read it.
Exactly.
5 easy payments of $65.80. When you look at the price, $328, you have 180 days on the trial period. So it's a couple bucks a day to regrow your hair. How is this different from the ointments, the lotions and potions? We're inundated with lots of advertisements with ways to regrow hair.
We are.
How is this different or special, or why would I use this mechanism versus maybe something else?
It's drug-free, number one. It's drug-free, and it's a one-time purchase. It's not an ongoing monthly cost. There are only 3 things that the FDA says will grow hair.
Okay.
Minoxidil, which is the lotion you put in here, the pill you take called finasteride, or red light therapy.
Got it.
Those are the only 3. Anything else is not sanctioned by the FDA.
Got it. We're back to Jody, and this is again how we use it. So say I'm in, I push the button, I want to get this coming home. How do I use it?
Okay, so Jody's going to start at her hairline in the front, and she is going to, why don't you go and start again, Jody? Right there, she's going to drag it across her hair so those teeth move the hair out of the way, and they let that red light therapy, we like to say, get down to the root of the problem.
Yes.
No pun intended.
Right.
And that red light therapy is going to wake up those sleeping dormant hair follicles and get them to grow again. She's going to use it in 30 seconds in each position across her scalp, 6 positions total. It's lightweight. It weighs less than my cell phone. It's comfortable. It's soft teeth. It's the perfect device.
And it's a today's special value at $220 less. Here's the thing. Get this home, try it. You have the opportunity to try it for the entire range before you decide whether or not you're going to keep it. The entire 6 months to see whether or not it's working for you. And you can get results as early as 4 months. So you'll start to see the peach fudge as early as 4 months. Put this in your cart and check out. Do yourself a favor. We're talking about refresh and renew and revitalize and refocus. Maybe how you refocus is self-care with this. Thank you so much, Randy.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, everybody.
That was a launch for our big deal today. Refresh and refocus. We had a big deal.